Hi guys. So if you are just joining, welcome back. My computer went a bit down there, but again, let me just quickly brush through what I said earlier for especially those that are new to this channel. So the first thing is what you need to do is what we are trying to do is we're trying to build a Figma plugin, and this plugin came out of the idea that I want to be able to create my styles faster, right? Right there in Figma. So with the help of AI and large language models, they can help you to like create these styles in a JSON file. And a JSON file looks something like this. Okay, I need to change this. Okay, so and the JSON file looks something like this. All right, so this is written. I know right now it looks like a bit of gibberish, but really not gibberish. So it's just talking about like the color, the different color styles. So this now is kind of like shadow, like a shadow. Okay, so you have all of these styles written, and it's easy for you to like quickly save everything. So instead of having to like go to Figma, so instead of having to go to Figma and manually trying to like add all the styles one after the other, I feel like this takes forever. Okay, so you can literally just import everything at once. And the way you do that now is this, is that we are going to create a plugin. Okay, so what I first did was I wrote this prompt. I wanted to build a Figma plugin that allows me to import JSON files, right? So you can pause your screen when you're watching this video and just try and copy what I have here. So once you paste it in ChatGPT, I'm using ChatGPT thinking. Okay, so it is a paid um feature, so it allows me to like, how will I put it like this now? So it just makes it things a lot more easier for me basically to like write the prompt successfully. So if I scroll all the way down, right, I already have the kind of prompt I'm looking for here, literally in this place. What is it? Yeah, this is beginning of the prompt. Yeah, so this is the prompt for the coding agent I'm going to be using. So I'm going to be using a new coding agent just to test the capability out and then post my review on it on X. Okay, so the next thing I wanted to do, I went on to do was like I wanted to visualize how the interface is going to look like from a bare bones. I'm not trying to like make it very colorful, interesting. I just want to visualize how it's going to look like. So I went on to use Google AI Studio. Okay, and then he gave me one from this, and so he said I'm trying to build a Figma plugin and I'm trying to visualize it, right, and give me in a single HTML file. So by telling to give me a single HTML file, this is it here, it's going to allow you to be able to like easily visualize it when you click on this preview button. Okay, and he gave me this, so automatically immediately I can see user experience issue. So here now it's going to be like the users are pasting their JSON file and then they are still seeing like number two, so it's kind of confusing, right? They should be able to only do one or the other, and the way we fix this is by introducing tabs, right? So now that we have that there, so what I went on to this, I wanted it to generate the tabs. So when I was trying to generate this tab, that's when my laptop froze for a minute there. So now the next thing is for you to start your plugin. What you need to do is make sure you're in a new file like this, and then you can either right click or go all the way to the menu, but I'm just going to right click for to speed up the process. So I have plugins here. I'm going to switch over to, oh, let me switch to this other screen. Mm, So I don't know why it's not capturing my other screens. Let me try this first. Hmm. So it's only capturing my browser. I'm trying to figure out why it's trying to capture like this the software I'm using. Hmm. Okay, so I think that's that about that. So let me add the other one, which is my browser. I just want to add my browser too, so that you guys can see all of this stuff. Mm, 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 mm. Okay. Okay, so now this is Figma. Okay, so now that we're in Figma, let's see, what am I doing here? Yeah, so what you can simply do is you want to right click like this, go all the way to plugins, development, new plugin. All right, so I'm going to call it JSON, so JSON to Figma styles. All right, so let me just add an hyphen here like this. Okay, then I'm going to select Figma design and click on OK. So since we are designing a custom UI, that's what I'm going to add. So I'm going to add custom UI and save as. Okay, so now that I have saved it on my computer, okay, so it's going to ask me where I want to create this project. So I have a folder where I create all my projects basically. So yeah, I'm going to call this one new folder Figma, and then inside Figma I'm going to create my first folder, which is this JSON style. So I'm going to save that there. Okay, so now it's going to say you can open that folder, which I'm going to click here for it to open the folder for me. right? So mm, why can't I just capture my full screen? I don't know. This streaming software I'm using is just bugging out. Hmm. Okay, so now it's working. Yeah, so now that I have this now, the you can see already that I have this JSON to Figma files. Okay, so I'm just going to pull up Cursor now. So if you have not installed Cursor on your computer, the easiest way to install it is come here, switch to cursor.com, right? And let me log out quickly. So you come to cursor.com, you can see on the top right, you just see download. So cursor.com. Okay, so let me sign in back. So I have this here, and you can see I don't usually use it all the time. I just use it when it is absolutely uh necessary. Okay, so and I usually use Cloud Code. For those that are familiar with Cloud Code, I use that a lot because like I subscribe for the month, and that is why. So this one I only like subscribe just $20 on it basically, so which is more than enough for what I needed to do part time. So I have this, so let me preview this now. Let's see. Okay, so here you can see now we have paste JSON, upload JSON, and this, right? This is more than enough for me. Okay, so now next thing I can go on to do is this. I want to switch over to, so now that I've been able to visualize it, so I can see here you have drag and upload and this, right? And then I have this message here like saying awaiting JSON data. So I may never need this bottom section here. So these are to like quickly wireframe your stuff in AI very quickly without wasting too much time. All right, so next up is um so remember we've created this already, so I walked us through this guide here, but again you can skip this guide if you want. So but I think I'll add the link to the description when I post this video, this restream. So now you have cursor here, you have the AI editor here. So now I can close this. Okay, and then I'm just going to open it on my computer. So if you are using cursor for the first time, you should see something like this, right? So you can have you're going to see create a new project, and so in my case I just want to open a new project, and then I want to switch over to that particular Figma project. So Figma, just into Figma files, click open. All right, so now that I have this, all I'm just going to do is, because I'm feeling very lazy, is this. I'm just going to come over to my prompt guide here, right? Like literally all of this, I'm not even going to miss anything. I'm just going to copy all the way, copy it, Control C, and then I'm going to paste it to the cheetah. Okay, so if you look at this place here now, so on the if for in case you open it, you should see this open, but in case you mistakenly close it, usually on the top right here, this icon. All right, so you can always have that. And then one thing I like about it is like you can have like multiple charts. So now the next thing you want to do is this, is just click on send. All right, and just wait for it to cook. So it's going to try and come up with everything that is needed, and so it's trying to analyze our current project folders, looking through it. So why I use this cheetah is like it's crazy, very, very fast. So It's just trying to cook all the stuffs like look at this 79 typing. So if I click on any of them, you can see look at what is that written so quickly. Like it's almost unbelievable. Almost very, very unbelievable. If I was going to use Cloud Code, it's not as fast as this. So it's trying to do that very quickly. So and again, this cheater is not for free. As you're using it, so if I select this and over on this, right, you can see during the stealth mode period, it's going to cost $1.25 for every million token. So for every million token I use, I'm going to be paying $1.25, and for every output. So what that simply means is that whenever I send something, right, it does an input, and then whenever it spits out something like this, it's going to be costing me $10. So probably I'll spend like $25 on this project here before dropping it out. Okay. Like this is extremely fast. So now it's trying to like fix whatever type errors that we might have in our code. So that was trying to do here. So we don't have any errors. So you can see like vibe coding is so easy. If I started from scratch without using that template, it's going to be a big pain. And then if I've tried to like prompt the AI one after the other, it's going to be a big pain. But you can just like take a very, very long prompt from ChatGPT, and then you can um make it very fast. Like literally very fast. So I just belong to like two. So anytime you see this kind of red item here, it means that there's still an error there. So it's just trying to fix it. So I'm going to keep up, right? And then now, if you look on the right hand side again and just switch over to usage, right? Say the first thing you need to do is you need to load this manifest in your Figma UI, right? And then you need to import to test whether it's actually working. Okay. So now that's what we are going to do. So we're going to go over to Figma. Don't know why this thing keep freezing. That's frozen again. This screen capture has frozen. And next time I'm not using this tool to stream again. I'll use another one. Okay, so now I'm going to right click again plugins. This time around I want to go into development, and then this time you can see we have this JSON to Figma style. So I'll click on that, and then you can see it said export is not defined. So I can click on show errors, and then all you just need to do is just copy all of these errors. So let's see. So you can press right click, copy console, and then we're going to go back to cheetah and paste that in and send. Okay, then wait for it. So if you remember, I said if we do this, right, npm run build UI, then so it said if you want to test this now, let's just click on import Figma from manifest. So let's do that, right? So again, let's right click, plugins, development, import Figma from manifest, right? So you want to click on this, click on our manifest JSON file, click on open. So you can see now it has been imported. So now once you've done that, I'm going to click on this to open it up, and you have this UI. Okay, so right now it's looking very, very blank. All right, so what we can do is I'm going to take a screenshot again. I can just say it's blank. All right, so I'm going to paste this here. So keep all, paste here. Our UI is blank. Send. So let's try it again. So I'm going to close this. Right click, plugins, development, select that. Still looking very, very blank. Okay, so keep on. Let me try and import from manifest again. So plugins, development, click this. Still looking blank. Right click one more time, development, import from manifest. Let's click on manifest, open. That's been imported. Select it. It's blank. Okay, so let me say a plugin is blank. Do a web search on best practices for creating Figma plugin and identify the issues in our current code base. Hit send. Okay, so let's keep all. So I'm going to say all these, there are still errors here. So let me just, I'm just like clicking and dragging. Uh, so before you look at the issues, kindly research on best practices for fixing issues in these files, and also look through the Figma docs. Okay, so it's very important that you always give it the right references sometimes, because it always tries as much as well to just guess the code. So sometimes you only want to make sure that it doesn't guess some of these things. So it's better you just give it like, okay, this is where the information bank is. Just go there and go and learn from it before you come and start guessing different codes. So that's what I'm trying to do here. So you can see our errors have reduced by a bit. So we don't have any red items. Sometimes they matter, sometimes they don't matter. It just kind of depends. Okay, so let's keep all. Let's see. All right, so now let's go back to Figma. So now in Figma, yeah, now again, right click, plugins, development. I'm just going to load for manifest again. Pop plugin, load for manifest, click on OK. Okay, and click here. So you can see now it's loading up. Should not take this long. So let me take a screenshot. So now I can paste this in and say, let me check something. Okay. So if I try it one more time, it doesn't work. I have to switch to a much more stronger model. So let's do it one more time. Right click, plugin, development, JSON Figma to styles. Okay, so we are still stuck on loading. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to switch over to a much stronger model, so which is this codex here. So did I use codex or cloud code? Okay, so if you want to install codex, you have to like subscribe to ChatGPT, and then what you do is you come over to marketplace. So this arrow here, and beside it is marketplace, and then you can search for codex like so to install it. So I can just go back here now to codex and say um so go through my Figma plugin code base and identify why my plugin is stuck on a loading screen. Okay, and right now I have it set to agents. Okay, because sometimes many I don't want it to write code, I just want it to think, because if I give it the power to write code, sometimes it takes too long. So that's why I just prefer it at thinking, and then I leave it at medium, because if we leave it at height, it also takes a very long period of time. So same thing as what we have in standard on ChatGPT is set to medium here. So I'm going to click on send. So because like when it comes to like thinking, it's very very good. Then I also have cloud code here. Is also another plugin that you can install. So it comes with cursor. You can install it the same exact same way. So you should have something like, so I have like different AI taking different credits for me basically. So yeah, now if I generate it with this one and it thinks through the process, I can also ask this. So I can say something like let me just copy the exact same prompt, okay, and paste it here like so and hit send. Okay, so it's going to be thinking through all of those steps one after the other. Okay, and let's see what we have. They said allow this command, yes, and don't ask again. You can see, and this is why I said like it's terribly terribly slow, still going through the files, trying to study it and all like that. and so has already gone like I think almost faster. Anyways, so you can see this. It has identified what the problem is. So I can copy all of this now because like this cheetah one is very fast. So I just need solution one, okay, and then paste that in. Let me see here. And hit send. So this one is done. This one is still thinking about it. So that's one major issue that I have with codec. So sometimes I can just like give it a prompt and then go and make meal that's gonna take me like an hour or so. And this one is still probably thinking about it. Mhm. So I'm trying it again. You know why this is stuck? Like it's always getting stuck. Should have not updated. Shouldn't have updated my screen. Okay. Mm. So I want to import again from manifest. Let's see. Open. Click on it. It just flashed right now. So we are still stuck on loading. So this is still thinking this is already working at it. Let's see, still loading. Okay, let me close this and try it one more time. So again, you can easily remove your plugin. All you need to do is switch to plugins and development. See it at the top. I'm going to click on remove and then add it again by right clicking plugins, development, and import from manifest. And you click on Figma JSON to styles. So we are still stuck on loading here. Okay, so let's just wait for this, or better still, now I can tell this one to make the fixes itself. So this ultra think is actually a keyword that I used to use to force it to take longer to ultra think. So while this is still thinking, you can see it's taking a while to think through everything and reviewing how everything is working before it gives me a reply. Mm. So if this works and this doesn't work, I'm just going to give it a thumbs down. Mm. So some of you might be wondering that, oh, why did I tell you to set the Figma doc? So the thing is like, imagine you have like a senior engineer, all right, that knows a lot, but doesn't know that knows a lot about writing code, but doesn't know a lot about what you are building, right? So that's the first thing you want to do. You want to give it enough context first. Okay, so what I did was like go and search about Figma docs for Figma blogging, how to build plugins correctly. So now by the time it has that knowledge, you can now say, okay, now I am a senior plugin developer. Now I can now come into your company and say, okay, let me see what you are doing in your code base and let me see what you are doing wrong. But if you started with this and then went all the way to this, it may not give you what you're looking for. So you can see that it has done a deep analysis and then it's trying to outline your problems. So he said he wants to make changes to this one. I don't really mind. Yes. While this one is still doing searches and still thinking. So you can say this literally always takes forever. Always. Let's see where we are. Still loading. So let me close this for now. Go back here. Okay, yes, and I'll ask again. So after a very, very, very long while, you can see it's just answering me here. And I'm almost done with editing this. So you can see it says the HTML that Figma actually loads is a manifest UI. The file only renders this. Your webpack is written by webpack this. Nothing in the build copies that bundle to the UI.html. So Figma tries to fetch UI.html with no script. React never mounts and you stay on the loading splash. So you need to update that manifest to change where it is, or add a post build process into the plugin root so you can have that beside the manifest. After adjusting this should work correctly. So let's see. This is thinking should work already now. Let me see. Voila. So you can see that sometimes it's not usually your fault. Sometimes it's just the AI model misbehaving basically. So like this one, this cheat, and I can see that it's very very fast, but sometimes it's just some bugs. And while this one took forever to figure out what the problem is, this one already solved the problem. So that's the difference between working with Cloud Code and working with Codex. Codex takes its time to think about the problem, but this is Cloud 4.5. Okay, and I've already hit 50% of my context already. So context is like you don't want this thing to get to 100%. You always want to save it because that's the maximum memory allowed to a particular how will I call it like this now, chat section and session that you're in. Once you hit 100%, it's always advisable that you do between 0 to 50%, 60%, and then or less than 40% actually. Then you continue from there. Okay. So what I'm just gonna do is I can always compact. So you click on this and then it's just gonna try and compact it. So you see it's gonna go all the way down from 50% to 20%. All right. So if I switch over now, what I want to do is I want to load my sample data. I just want to see whether it's working. Okay. So this is my sample data. Okay. And I'm just going to click on load sample data. Let's see. Yes. So let's create the stars. Let's see whether it works. Okay. So it said we're having this error. So I'm just going to copy it for now. And then I'm going to paste it back here. Okay. And hit send once this is done. So let me see whether there are any errors in our document so far. Nope, zero errors. Okay, so we're doing very good. So at this point, it's always good for you to like save your files. So the easiest way to save your files is you click on this arrow branch here. So if you have not registered on GitHub, you should definitely try and register on GitHub. So what you want to do now is first thing is click on initialize repository. So what initialize repository means is that it's trying to create a different version, not a version, a copy of all your files on your system. So you use something called Git. So the way you find Git is this. Oh, my screen has frozen again. So the way you find Git is you come over here, click on plus, search for Git download. All right. So just download the one that's related to your computer. Okay. So once you've installed this successfully, for those that have not ever used it before, that I'm referring to, you should see something like this. So you see something like this, and then when I click on commit now, nothing is going to happen. See, so I can click on this star icon. So the idea is that you want to write like a note to self for when you created this particular package. So if it's showing this short exclamation mark, that means that maybe I probably used up my credits, or what is it called? So I can just say first working iteration, just a note to self basically. All right. So if I click on commit now, it's going to say you need to publish a branch. So a branch is like a folder, right? And this folder now is where your copied files is going to be stored into. So if I click on publish branch now, it's going to ask me where do you want to save it on GitHub. So if you have not registered on GitHub or connected your GitHub account to this, it's not going to work. So you can only do web search on how can I connect my GitHub account. But you can go through this process and then it's going to show you that you need to log into your GitHub account. Okay. So in my case here, I'm going to leave it at public because like I want people to be able to like copy the files, clone it, and be able to do whatever they want to do with it. Okay. So I'm going to click enter. And then once I've done that, you can see now, yeah, I have it as main. Okay. So now that I have it as main here, I can place this in center, scroll all the way back. And now I have this error that I want to fix. So I think this should be done by now. Okay. So I don't know, it's still saying 50%, but it already said it's compacted. So let's paste in the I pasted in the error and sent it to it. So I can see where you're getting that issue from. So it's going to try and fix those issues for me. So creating Figma is like very, 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 very simple. I say creating Figma, sorry. Creating Figma plugin is so easy. So easy to do. So let's see, still throwing the same error. So let's just wait for it to finish. Okay, still waiting. So it has fixed all the issues. So if I click on this, you can see it's going to reload automatically. So again, let me just load my sample data for now. So I'm just going to scroll the way down, click on load sample, and then create styles. Let's see. So you can see already our styles have been created. So we have our heading styles, our brand, brand primary, gradients, effects, shadows, and grids, like grids. Okay, we've successfully created what's it called, we already created our styles. Okay, so now let's just make this look pretty. Okay, so because we are literally very done. So if I press F on my keyboard, select, I can take the styles I want. I have my brand primary and so on and so forth. Okay, so now that you have this already, let's just make this look very pretty. So I'm going to come over to where's it? So I'm going to go back to the UI, because like where the UI is, and then I want to get where all the entire design is. So I think this should be it. So if you look at it, we have index here, and then we also have UI HTML. So it should be one of the two. So let's just copy this first one, right? And then go over to um Google AI Studio. Okay, and let's just try and visualize it. So I'll say acts as a experienced designer and make this UI pretty and minimalistic. Okay, paste it there. Let's finalize it on deliver your results in HTML in a single HTML file. All right. So why I always use this is that it's a free version, and I use Gemini because it's fast, is the fastest. But if you want raw power, you want to switch over to 2.5 Pro. Okay, so we're just gonna wait for it to finish uploading. So it's loading up already. So let me just click play to wait for it while it's loading up. Hello. Okay, so I think I'm back now. So let me see whether I can still share my screen. Okay, so you guys should be able to see my screen now. Yeah. So I'm going to use a new streaming tool later. So now the next I just want to do is just to make the interface pretty, right? So what I did was I just copied so I went to this UI here and then I copied everything that is here. Okay, and then I'm here. I just want to say art as an experience designer with visual minimalistic design experience. Kindly update this UI. Then scroll the way to the bottom. Give me the result in a single HTML file, like so. Okay, so let me hit send. Mm, mm. So if I didn't want to go through this route, I could just say, I could just like brainstorm on the UI properly. So if I come back to Figma, so I have this entire UI here. So I'm just going to take screenshots like this, bring it to ChatGPT, paste it in, scroll up, and then paste that in. Okay, this round I'm just going to turn off the thinking totally, and then I want it to be in canvas mode. So you can say click more canvas, right? So I can say act as a visual interface designer and make this look clean and minimalistic. I feel like for especially like when writing with code, like the hardest part for me is still like the design part, like making it look very cool and clean. Like that takes a bit more of time, but like trying to like understand okay how the experience should feel, the logic behind it and the actual functionality, those are like the more way much more easier parts now than the actual designs. Mm. So I'm just waiting for it to finish up, right? So you can see this is looking way cleaner now. So we have our preview section, we have our design. So I can literally just take the screenshot and upload it to, what's it called? I can take this screenshot now and upload it into um cloud, right? But again, or better say, I can just like design it from scratch. So now that I'm looking at this, I want some changes already. Okay, so I want tabs to be able to like um either drag and drop or copy and paste. So I'm going to put that here. So and here now you can actually dictate to um ChatGPT. Okay, so what I want you to do now is I like the design, but now I want everything to be, I like as centered aligned, but I want it to be left aligned. Okay, so meaning that it's going to be in the center, maintaining this exact width, but everything's going to be left aligned. Okay, so the low sample data is should be a more of like a copy sample data. So the idea of that copy sample data is so that they can click on it to copy that component, and then they can use in somewhere else on their system. So the idea is that we want to make sure that it is easy for people to like copy that sample data and send it to AI so that the AI can see exactly how that works. Okay, so that's that about that one. Then I want to introduce two tabs. So the essence of those two tabs is, one part is going to be is going to allow you to like just drag and drop, and then the other part is going to allow you to copy and paste that JSON inside it. Okay, and then we're going to change generate validate JSON to generate tabs. Okay, so let's have that. Don't know why it's not sending now. Hmm. Why are you not sending? Testing, why are you not sending? This sent now. Okay, let me just use my whisper. Um, so what I want is, I want everything to be centered aligned right now, but you see the text and everything should be left aligned. So to everything will be visually in the center, but everything should be left aligned. Okay, and then now I want you to introduce two tabs. The two tabs now, the first tab is going to be going to allow them to drag and drop, and then the second tab is just going to allow them to paste their JSON file, whichever one that they like. So let's start with this first. So let's send it to ChatGPT and let's preview it again. See what it comes up with. So while that one is going on, this one is also loading. So just switching between two interfaces. So I don't know, my streaming device, the streaming software I'm using is having issue like sharing screen and all. So um I'm always like having to share and reshare over and over again. And I don't know why it keeps getting frozen. Okay, so let's see whether we can preview this or not. I doubt if we'll be able to preview it. Excuse me. Okay, while it's trying to make this edit, let me open a new tab here. So here now I'm gonna have HTML viewer. So let me edit that again. HTML. So I have a website to go to html.onlineviewer.net to just preview the HTML file. So we have this, and this is not what I'm looking for. So I've just said that, you know what, ignore everything just give me only the UI HTML once it has been loaded only. Okay, so it should be able to like ignore every other thing and then just give me just the UI, because that's what I'm interested in right now. Mm. So there's a syntax error here. Fix bug. So it's still thinking to fix it. Let's preview. So we won't be able to preview until it fixes that syntax error. So let's see. Hopefully this one is done. I think I should have just dropped screenshot instead of copying the file. Let's see whether this has been fixed. Still trying to fix it. Okay. Scale this down. Oh, this is a lot of code. Let me see how many tokens I've used so far. Okay, still loading. Still loading. That was a huge mistake. Let's see. Let me just copy this image, open a new Google Studio, paste that in. Okay, so let me just send an audio voice for everything once and for all. Audio. Record audio. Yeah, start recording. Okay, so this is what I want you to do. First thing is I want you to um act as a experienced designer with a lot of years in visual interface design, especially minimalistic design. So what we are going for is something very simple and clean that users are going to be able to understand easily to upload their styles. Okay, so right now I want everything to be centered in the UI, but I want it to be left aligned. So what that means is that here's a maximum width of the items inside the plugin, and then every other thing is left aligned. So the title of the plugin, and then a sample link for them to see the sample data of, or for them to copy the samples data that they can give the AI to use, and then a notification section to explain like what this is all about. So the idea is that it's supposed to be a plugin inside Figma that allows people to be able to generate styles with AI. So what that means is that they're going to give something like ChatGPT or any of those AIs to generate those styles for them. So it could be effect, shadow, whatever type of effect, right? And then you can copy that from the JSON file from ChatGPT and the likes, and then you can literally just paste that in. So you can literally just paste that in inside what's it called, inside this Figma plugin, and they'll be able to like click on the generate button and able to generate those tabs. Okay, so I have more emphasis on right now trying to like redesign it to make it look clean. And then what I also want you to do is introduce two tabs. So they should have like two ways in which the first way should be them being able to drag and drop, and the second way them being able to just paste what they've copied from the AI into this plugin. Okay, and then I don't think the other sections are really needed like that. So but again, just think through it and let me see, give me at least two options. I want you to deliver the result in two different single HTML files so that I can preview it. Okay, so I'm going to add it to prompt and listen to the audio and implement. Okay, so it's going to try and listen to the audio and try and implement the design. So Samson said, aside from Google AI Studio, what other AI tools can I use to achieve this? So there are many actually. Like any, you can use any AI tool generally. You can use Cloud Code, you can use Claude generally. Claude, there are actually a lot. So like anyone, if you go over to like open router and go to models, like there's a lot of models there. You can use this GLM, Anthropic, DeepSeek, the drama, like and so on and so forth, Gemini Flash so these are like different AI models. So it's just the what is it called? You just need a software that actually embodies this. So usually like the one that you can even use DeepSeek, right? So some of them have website, but it's always good to like use them inside code editor. So I mostly use Cursor um for that, but the other tools that you can use that are even like in your terminal. So terminal being something like this. So it just has access to like your um software, something like this, right? So no screen, just you and just the chat interface, basically. So those are the items. So the reason I use Google AI Studio is just because of it's free, like it's 100% free, and so it's more or less again like a testing ground. So now I can click on this preview here to see what we come up with, right? So and this is looking way more cleaner than what we had initially, right? So it said JSON to Figma forms, convert your designs, upload, paste. Can you see it? So you can paste, you can upload, and then you can copy your sample from this place, and then you can, so instead of showing this load sample and validate JSON. So I'm going to say this is remove remove, or let me add it as a different section. So let's remove JSON and um remove load sample data button and validate JSON. Well, I think it's better for them to first kind of like validate their distance so that they don't break their styles. Okay, so let's just remove load sample data. Okay, then JSON to Figma styles. Convert your design files to this. I think you can also add a banner. So let me just check for inspiration for Figma plugins. So I'm just gonna come over here, Figma plugin. Not seen anything yet. So you know what? Let me just go over to Figma. Hmm, this is so annoying. So annoying. Okay, so now what I'm going to do here is this. I'm going to switch over to, where is it? There's something I'm missing here. Or what am I missing again? I need to close some of these things. So let's just remove low sample data. Let me go over to Figma. Let me just look at some plugins very quickly just to gain a sense of. So I'm going to look at brand fetch. See, this is not bad. So they were able to add images. So something very simple like this. And then a list. Okay. So I'm just going to take that screenshot. Okay. Then just looking for more inspirations basically. Let's see on Splash. So we have different tabs here. Okay. So what I begin to notice that they have tabs at the top here already. Okay. And then you have like the actual functionalities. So I'm going to take a screenshot and paste it here. So it's just to like build up patterns in your mind basically. Let's see others. Plugins. Which plugin? Let me switch community, go to plugins. Okay, let me see this one. Let's see what it looks like. Oh, so they have a banner picture here, and then after the banner picture, they have this section here where you can just import, and then it's a little bit colored. Okay, so let me take that screenshot as an inspiration. Mm. Okay, so I like this design style. Okay, so let me just take this like this. Okay, then paste that in here. Great. So now that we have something to work with, I can quickly start referencing this um like this. So I'll say I like the fact that we have the tabs at the top already. So let's do this. So say then look at the image and the tabs should be placed at the top. Okay. Let's see whether this is working now. Nope. Okay, working now. Okay, so that's the tabs now. Yeah. All right. So let me close this and say hide load sample data. Okay. Place preview and processing in one tab. Let's preview this. Let's preview this. Okay, so we have JSON styles imports. So I can say in these two, now that I'm looking at it, I think I like, which one do I like? Which one do I like? I think I like this first one. So let's go with this first one. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so submit. All right. So now the tabs should be the heading. So bring the JSON text inside the tabs. Okay, let me preview it again. So let me preview this very quickly. Yeah, so we have JSON style importer, upload style. AI use a service like the generator styles, copy sample data. Yeah. And then you have this. So can you make this one line? Then for this section, yeah, styles to create, blah blah blah. Let me switch to this one. This design wise, anyways, this ChatGPT is way better. It's frozen again. It's frozen again. This is so annoying. This is so annoying. Okay, so we have this now. Okay, I think we should just leave it at 2 lines. AI generation use this thing. Okay. Mm, mm. Mm. So let's see. I think that's that about that. Uh, shared an image on top. Not totally sure. Not totally sure. Okay, let's try and generate a logo for it. So again, go to Google AI Studio, and then this around I'm going to go to charts and then select this, switch to Nano Banana. It's a very good image generator. Okay, so I'm going to paste it here and say I want to create a Figma logo, a Figma plugin. I want to create a Figma plugin logo. Um, the app, the plugin takes JSON data and generates Figma files. The JSON data will be generated by AI. Okay. Let's go to go and look for logo UI and SaaS. Let's see whether we'll come up with something just for to generate like different samples of logos. Hmm. So I'm just going to take this, try and see, um, take inspiration from, take inspiration from the second screenshot. Then the plugin name is JSON to Figma styles. Okay. So in this case here, if I want to generate image very quickly, I use Nano Banana. But if I have all the time in the world, I'll go and use ChatGPT. So ChatGPT, when it comes to text, is way better than Nano Banana. And again, Nano Banana, I think the first or second prompt is usually like where you want to be at. After that one, the remaining is always very terrible. So you can see that it tried to get, the only thing it took from it was just like colors, right? So in this case here now, what I can do is I'm going to look at my own plugin. That's another program I've created before. um, where is it, search for thumbnail plugins. Let me see whether I'm in first 100. Yeah, this is it. Okay, so thumbnail resizer, right? And I have this thumbnail here. So again, I can take a screenshot because of consistency and what I like to do with my stuff. So yeah, I'm just going to come back into Figma, just create it very quickly. Yeah, so I have it as this. So if memory serves, thumbnail resizer. Yep. Yeah, so this is where I worked on. So before I was using AI, so this is where I worked on like the UI for the thumbnail resizer. When I was working on it at that point in time. So I'm not sure I added the logo here. Nope. Let's see. Thought I published this on the community. Okay, no. Nope. Okay, since I can't find it, let me just switch to let me just switch to creating something. So again, I always start with like gradients, and I can go over to, so I'm just gonna get a bunch of mesh gradients basically, because I want to be fast. I think I like this already, but I want something in the areas of green. So let's do 3 by 3. Let's randomize. Yeah, I think this 3 by 3 with too much. Randomize. Mm, mm, mm. I like this blue. It looks so nice. Okay, let's do blue. Generate. Okay, so we have this. Where'd it go? Right, let's place that in frame. Close that down. Oh, you know what? Let me just copy it. Okay, and let's just make it 64. Radius 20. Okay, let's make this 80, 20. Yep. Then what do you need to do again? Let's add a text or the braces. And then inside it, we're gonna have okay. Yep. So let's just do JSON. To fix the tracking, increase the font size, 16, adjust the line height. Okay, if cannot adjust the line height easily, take this one out. So I guess we are good. Yeah. Okay. Just need to scale it down a little bit. All right. So I'm just going to export as PNG. Export as PNG. Let me double the resolution and call it logo. All right. Export logo. Then let me put it inside source. I don't know where to put it. Okay, you know what? Let me just drop it in source for now. All right. So we're going to go back to our Claude, and this time I'm just going to say take logo. So it's not pasting. Okay, you know what? Let me just tag it at logo. Yeah. Then I can say something like kindly add this logo as our app, as our plugin logo. Okay, it said. So it's going to do that. So while it's working on that, let's go back to clean up our plugin. So if I come back to plugin here, so you should see it loaded here, right? So we have this very ugly looking UI right now, and we want to adjust that quickly. So what we can do is we're still doing that outside of Figma. All right, so we have this as what's it called, two lines, and then we scroll down. I think we worked on it a bit here. Yeah, so this is it now. So let's preview that. Yeah, so we have this now. You can switch between tabs. You have the text here, and then you can validate, and you can also generate your styles as soon as you're done. So now I'm going to take again the screenshots. I don't need much, just the screenshot alone from this one, and I'll say so this way I usually use this codec because like it's very good when it comes to doing design. Okay, so I'm going to create a new chat. I'll say using this as an inspiration, kindly update our plugin UI. Okay, it's sent. So this is actually going to take a while, like a real while. So but if this one is done, I think I might probably just stop it. Okay, it's done. So let me just stop this one. Okay, so yeah, now let me just add it here, and then take the same prompt, paste it in. Okay, then you can always ask, tell you that okay, if you need clarification, please ask me. So again, let me give you more context. So our current UI is ugly and very busy. Kindly act as an expert visual interface designer and fix. Thank you. Okay, so I'm going to click on send and wait for it to work. Because if you use this, this is going to take a long while. So but if I'm doing it, if I'm fighting a particular problem and then the problem keep persisting with other AI tools, this is usually like the last this is usually like the last tool I use. So right now it's asking me this question here. You know, like I said, ask me a question if you need clarification, right? So it said the reference to AI generation instruction. Do you want to keep this feature and add instructions for AI generated JSON, or remove it entirely, or replace it with a link to a sample documentation So I want the, so I'm just going to say number one. I want the sample JSON to be embedded in our code such that when they click copy sample data, they can easily just see the alerts copy successful, and they can paste that where they want. Okay. Two, they said the reference has two tabs. Should we keep both or replace it with file upload plus JSON file, or keep the upload file? So keep both. Okay. Then number three, we have after upload for currently our plugin shows validation message, preview or styles. Should we just simplify it to show counts like 5 styles and everything, right? So let's just simplify it. 3, let's simplify. Okay, so this idea now is what we talk about, like when we are trying to like give it specs, like specification of what exactly we want. That's why you always wanted to ask you to ask questions. Okay, do you want to remove it? Just hide it. Just hide it for now. 5, use Figma primary blue button, and also adapt to um Figma theme for our color styles in dark or light mode. Then for this validate, or should we auto validate on upload? Let's auto validate. They may want to change the month. Okay, let's only show it once they have pasted it in the paste section, but if they are uploading it, then auto validate. Okay, if you still need more clarification, please ask. Okay, so if I just giving it initially without asking all of this clarification, it's just going to give me what it thinks I'm thinking, whereas that's not actually what I'm thinking. So it's always very good for you to tell your AI that, okay, just ask me for clarification before you go and start jumping the gun. Okay, so he said, okay, so let me confirm. So I just have one more question. Okay, so when they click generate that, should we show just a simple success message with the generated try, or show the detailed result? So a simple message is actually what I need, because they can also see it on the tab. So a simple message is okay. All right. In the for the paste here text area, right? So so number 2, let's just have a simple minimum height of 40 px, and after paste it can grow to 4 lines or 5 lines. So sample say should we add a small need help sample structure link that copies samples when clicked? Yes, let's do that. 3, yes, let us do that. Okay, what else? All right, and then let's hit send. Okay, and then wait for it to do the design. So once we are done with this now, let's see whether we have our icon, our image uploaded now. So I'm going to do Control K again, click on plugins, click on this, see. Okay, let me close it. Let me just reload the manifest. So the way you do it is come to plugins first. I'm going to delete this one. Okay, excuse me, and then I'll switch over back again by right clicking plugins, development, import from manifest, select your manifest.json, click on it, open, then should show up like this. So right now it's not yet being loaded, so I need to go and check our previous message. Oh, okay, so they said we have to upload it when we are trying to submit it. Okay, so maybe when we get there. So let's keep moving. So again, I still have to test one more time just in case, just to be sure that everything is working as expected. So if you have questions, guys, let me know. Okay, so it has changed it. So let's see now. Yeah, you can see it now. Everything is looking way more cleaner, much more cleaner, and it feels like we are using something from Figma. So what I don't like is like it's taking up too much space, and I don't like this. So I can say right now it is taking too much space. Can you reduce the height and width of our plugin at least by 30%? Okay, send. So and you can see just going through those steps, trying to visualize how they look like, taking those screenshots, pasting it here, instead of having to like do the design myself in Figma. In fact, I could have actually used Figma Make to quickly make those quick iterations, change, do some adjustments from Figma Make, pasting so Figma and all of those, but I skip all of those for now. So let me show you guys. Mm. So this is what it looks like now, right? So you can see it's very simple to do. I actually don't need this um header section here. So just import files, you have paste and this thing. So import styles. If supposed to have like a little copy here, so I'll say remove this section, remove this section, So like this. So I'm going to take a screenshot and paste it here so you can see. So I'll see the second. All right. So while that one is cooking, I'm going to add a bit of copy on top of this need help. So I'm just going to say um so let me share my screen again. I don't know why this thing keeps timing out today. It's so annoying. So annoying. So what I went on to do now is I told the AI that on top of this need help section here. Okay, so on top of this need help section, what I need is for you to add a copy so that people can get what they are actually trying to achieve in this place. Okay, I can see now this is what it looks like right now. Okay, so but this is not visible enough like compared to what Figma has here. Okay, so let's fix that. Okay, so I'll say, let me take a screenshot of this. So let me send this first and then I'll paste it in. I said why don't you do, instead of using black as the active state, why not use um an elevated shade like Figma? Okay, so the active state um is the section that we are in. Okay, so that's why so like Figma. So I'm going to click on send. So and it's going to queue the message, which is what I like. So while this one is doing, once this one is done, then it's going to queue to take that message up, right? So let's add a test JSON file quickly, see whether it's working. Downloads, think, no, not this one. Where did I put that? Okay, let me just copy my sample data. Okay, so import your design tokens as JSON to automatically create Figma styles for colors, typography, effect, and grid. Yes. Okay, so you have this here. Let's just add. So when I click on sample data, copy sample data, I get this error. So I need to tell it that this. So notice that I switch from this cheetah. So anytime I'm trying to like start my project, right, and I want to be very fast to deliver, I'll start with cheetah, then I'll switch over to this 4.5. So let me close that again. Click on this to open it up. Okay, so let's click on it again. Yeah, so you can see sample copied. Cool. So let's paste it here and let's validate. So you can see that the validation is working correctly, and then we can also click on. So let's see whether we can reduce or increase the height. Click on generate styles, and then we have this. So five styles were updated. So literally the same styles, but they were now just updated. Okay. So just to be sure that it works, I'm going to copy this sample data now. All right, and I'll give ChatGPT to come up with a design system for me, a style system for me. Okay, so you can see this is way too slow for me, and let's just create a new chart. As I say, using this sample data as an example, kindly generate generate um generate textiles, kindly generate all the styles I need for a mobile app design. Okay, full stop. And then I'll paste this one here. Okay, and then you can still give, like, if you I need more clarification, please let me know. So once you send it now, you wait for it, and then it's going to work on it. So I'm going to be publishing this plugin on Figma very shortly. I think in a week or 2 weeks time. I say a week or 2 weeks time. That it takes then Figma to approve it. So I'm going to publish it now so you guys can see, like, the 0 to 60 on this plugin. So this video will be live for a while. I'm going to do some editing and changes so that I'm going to streamline it down to like less than 30 minutes worth of video content so that people can watch and use um to know exactly how to create this stuff. So I'm just waiting for ChatGPT to finish cooking, and then I'm going to paste it to validate, and then I'm going to call it a close. I just want to test it one more time using this example, and then I'll call the live stream a close. So it's still loading up. Yeah, so we have everything, all the color styles ready. So I'm just gonna all the styles I need. So I'm just gonna copy this, and I'll just come over here, right? erase all of those, paste that in, and then let's validate our JSON. So you can see the styles we create and everything has been validated successfully. If it was not validated, it will not work. So we have 4 grids, 4 effect, 14 text styles, and 23 prints. Okay, and then we can click on generate styles and then wait for it, let it cook, and then it's going to generate all the styles for us. So that's pretty much it about this. So you can see how much time you're going to save yourself trying to create something like this normally if you were going to do this. So I'm going to go ahead to like publish our plugin now. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is this. I'm going to close this, come over to home, come over here. No, not close that. Come back to, let me go to recent, go back to where is it? Yeah, this is it. Then let's go to that plugin. All right, so we have this plugins. Oh, okay, no, let's go to community, and then I'm going to go to my community profile. Okay, this is my community profile. Then on the top right, you will see publish here. All right, so now that you have publish here on the top right, what you want to do now is select plugins, and there's going to ask you which of your plugins you want to select. So I select this. Okay, if I click on these 3 dots, I want to publish this, and then it's asking me, okay, this is the name and all of this is right. So again, because I'm a little bit lazy, I'm going to it's going to ask me to generate a couple of images, set my icon and all of those things. So yeah, let me just quickly add this icon. One moment. Where is it? Yeah, so I'm going to set my icon as this. Can you see it? Then the next thing is it's asking me to set a thumbnail or upload image or video. All right, so if I go back to like checking the other, so let me go back to this place. So let's just call this one name. What's it called? Jason. Jason to styles playground. All right, and then this time around now, if I go back to opening let's say HTML to design. Wait, I already skipped the part I wanted to take. Oh no. Oh no. Let me open. Okay, no, let me go to the community and go and check it from there. Oh, okay, I'm gonna go to the web. Let me go to the web. So Figma community. Okay, then search for plugins. Let's do editing if any plugin basically. Just to see. So they have this image here. Let me look for. Let me go back. Look for that same plugin. So HTML to design. Yeah. So yeah, now they have this thumbnail size, and then they now have all of these steps. Okay, so let's just do this same very quickly. So I just take this as inspiration. Where's the playground I was working on? Yeah, so I'll paste this in, then do the same with take this. Okay, paste this in, then this, start editing. Okay, and then this, I think 3 is enough. Okay, all right. So again, what I'm going to do is I'm going to say I'm just going to select everything like this and just delete. So like I'll be going through the process and adding all of those items. Okay, So the very first thing is let me go back to AI and tell it to come up with a document for me. So um I want you to come up with a dot a description dot md file. Okay, so this description.md file is going to be where I want to store the information around all the steps to trying to create it. Okay, so going back to this section here, right? So it says describe your distance. So I'm going to take a screenshot and say um yeah, it should have answers. It should have answers to this. Um and um taking inspiration from that other one, from this other one here, right? Let me see, go back. This. Then there should be also an how to. So and also an how to use using the second image as an inspiration. Okay, then hit send. So it's going to look through it and then try and come up with all of the necessary steps. All I just have to do is just copy paste into. So while he's trying to work on this, let me just come up with a look and feel style for it. So Jason to Figma, we already have like this kind of gradient that is going on there already. So let's just refine things quickly. So what's the file size? Let me see. So I'm trying to look at what the file size looks like exactly. Come back. I think I've gone away. So publish plugins, HTML to styles. Next. So I have this that need to fill in. Okay. What again am I missing here? Okay, this has been added. Okay, so I need to add 1920 by 1080 and then add maybe up to 9 carousels or at least another additional image. So that's what I'm just going to do. I'm just going to do 1920 by 1080. So here now, let's add this. So let's call it 1920 by 1080 pixels. All right, and then what we have, right, is this HTML to design. So I'm just going to do this. Again, I'm just taking inspiration from them, basically. 10x. But then I'm going to leverage the same gradient here. Okay. Yep. Okay, so we have just of Figma styles. Then let me just add some. Mhm. And then the next screen is just gonna be the snapshot of the thumbnail itself, the Figma stuff. So I'm gonna leave remove all of this. Then just the snapshots. So now the description file should be ready. So yeah, now it said convert your Figma plugins to this. So I'm going to copy this, okay, and then I'll paste it. So we'll come back to this point here. Oh, I have to keep going back and forth. This one, right? Okay, so this is the description. Let's see whether we have anything like tagline here. So tagline is missing in the description. Okay. So what that is doing, go to um design tutorials. I don't know, visual, no, libraries. Mm, yeah, editing and effects. Yeah, is font plugin, map plugin, add custom tags, um styles, 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 token, um JSON, JSON imports, JSON, JSON to styles. Yeah. So we're just missing our tagline now. So let's see line 3. Okay, so we have all of this. Then I'm going to click on next. So here now we are going to add the playground shortly, but let's just upload our image. So I'm going to go back to the description of the author. And then in our description here now, so we have this open the plugins, and also I have this image, this previewer plugin that allows me to preview the document correctly. So let me just open this one. This. So yeah, we have who is this for? So if I come over to this, I just want to have this section here. So how to use, okay? So open the plugin. So I'm going to copy this in this place here. So you can see like just referencing what they have, right? So I'll say 1. I think I did that twice. So this is 1. Open the plugin. Erase that part. Okay, I'm going to put a frame here so I can increase the width. Yep. Then spacing. Okay. Then I'm going to scale it up. So we have something like this. Okay, so let's go to number 2 now. So here now we have choose your method, right? So have it here. Then underneath that one, just copy option A. So instead of down, we can just go into like either upload or paste your JSON data into the styles into the JSON to Figma styles plugin. Then we are going to have step 3. And then in our step 3 now we have review your styles. Okay. So review your styles. Okay, and here now we have after validation, you should see a summary of this. So we can paste that in. Okay, so we have these 3 steps now, right? So in your face, so you can let's just bring this down. Okay, then I think we are missing something. So we have all of the 3. Yeah, I just need to replace this logo part here, so let me do that. Bring it into this place. All right, so I think that's that about that. Let me move it around. Let me see whether it's there. Okay, it's there already. So the next part is, I think this is too short for my liking. Yeah, that's more like it. So we have all of these 3 sections here. So just to adapt what they have there, so just take the darker shade. All right, then for all these ones, yeah, just something slightly lighter. I think this is too dark. Okay, so we have that here. now. Okay. Uh, so I don't even really think we need open the plugin, choose your import method, review your styles. Okay. Mm, we don't really need any of this actually. Now that I'm looking at it, review your styles. All right. Let me just add an heading here. Get started with. Okay. Okay, so I think that's that about that thumbnail. So I think we already have two thumbnail, and I think that's enough. And then let's just add the final one. So mm, so just referencing this one again, right? So let's just bring this here, right? Then copy sample data, paste that in, paste it here, then validate JSON. I just need this section here. Okay, so I need all of this. See, very simple. So we have that, and then here now we're just gonna replace this section. Yep, like this. Okay, so then number 4 now. For review your styles and click generate styles. Okay. So we have 1, we have 2, and then we have 3. Okay, so we are going to actually use this as the playground. So let me just take, for now, I'm just going to skip um, the playground part. So let's go back here. This is so annoying. Yep. So we have to upload our image now. So let's come back here and download everything. Export PNG. Okay. I'm just gonna export it here. Let me just leave it here for now. Docs, create, save. Then come back here, upload docs. Right, let's upload this and this. Okay, so you have that there. Then let people try and um play with the resources. So everything I think is already there. So I'm just gonna skip that for now. I'm gonna click on next. Yes, I agree. So share how your plugin. So build trust with users by filling this admin form. Okay. So he said, do you host backend? No, I don't do that. Does your plugin make any network requests? No. My plugin does not make any network requests. Um, does your plugin use any user authentication? No, my plugin does not use any user authentication. Do you store data from Figma plugins? No, my plugin does not do that. How do you manage updates for this plugin? I'm a solo developer and I'll do the plugin myself. Next, then you can share, you can choose to like share with your friends or other projects. So I'm just sharing this, and the last but not the least is I'm going to hit publish, and that is it. Okay, so I'm going to click on publish now. No, 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 no. So let me quickly go over everything I just filled right now. So yeah, I have this. I put the tagline. I said the description. I said this. I added them custom tags. So the essence of this custom tag is so that you can know exactly what you are trying to help people to make it easy for them to search. I'm going to choose, I chose a couple of thumbnails, the ones I just uploaded, created now in Figma. Then I answered this data security. So for number one, I said no. Two, I put the first option. Three, first option. Four, first option. Fifth, the first option. Okay. Then the next one is, do you want to share with anybody? I just want to share with the community. Okay. And one more thing is, I skipped this part here. Sync your design. Can't even remember why I skipped it. Okay, I skipped this part, include a playground. I'm skipping that for now. Maybe much later. If I have time, I'll just come and do it. But that's pretty much it. And then once you are done, you click on publish. And then you just wait for Figma to look at your design and think about um so you see now, oh wow, you have successfully submitted your plugin. So I'm just going to share this with my community on X quickly. So I'm going to go to X. So in case you missed the live stream, So in case you missed the live stream, yes, the highlight. I created a plugin, make it easy to generate. Yeah. And then you paste it in Figma. Okay. Mm, mm. Okay, I think we are good. Paste that on LinkedIn as well. All right, so thank you so much, guys, for taking out time to. Okay, guys, so it's been so nice talking to you during this live stream. I hope I'm able to do it some other time. So I'll see you in another time very shortly. Thank you so much for taking out time to watch the live stream. I'm going to be posting this video again, a shorter version, more compressed version, because of some of the technical issues that we had. But please be sure to like, share.